Definitely.
There you go, recording. Who's taking the notes? Or
Do we have an agenda?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have an agenda.
There it is.
All right. I'll do some notes. I'll
Bye,
get
Melanie.
I'll be in there.
Hey,
Oh,
Hey.
the picture of the dog would be very, very wet. Unbelievable rain.
there anyone?
How
Send
about you?
some here, Melanie, please. We need it.
I don't know how to do that. Nori, how about you on the coast?
No, but
Nothing?
I'm curious about like Cole and other people in the lower 48. How's the heat wave?
I'm honestly
Oh,
in Vermont
man.
right now, so I'm not in the middle of it, but
Yeah.
I think it's pretty hot in Salt Lake City. It's what the friends are saying. But it snowed
Yeah, there's a
yesterday
crazy-
actually in the mountains, so I don't know.
Yeah, there's flooding all over the place. Calgary's got flooding warnings. I'm heading there next weekend. We had 24 hours of solid rain, and the one pond there is just from the rooftop off of what our small structure here. You know, just unbelievable. So
Mhm.
some sort of, wet systems coming through Alberta and northern Okanagan, BC. So anyways, weird weather.
Mhm.
I'm taking advantage of collecting the water for when it gets hot. So, but anyways, glad you guys are here. Glad somebody found a link, and Simon, you're so bad.
Oh dear.
Me?
You said my bad, and it's like, yeah, no big deal. Thanks, Cole, though. So agenda,
because,
so
yeah.
you guys better take this over. I'm gonna go make tea and just listen in.
If you have a minute, I just want to show everyone I changed something on the drive, on the C drive, and I want to change some more actually. So I want to kind of get your permission to do that, everyone. Can maybe Newman, can someone share the G drive?
Share.
I just tried it and
Try to do this. Share the screen or something.
yeah, please.
Oh, that's right. I can do it. Yep. Let's see. Oh, Melanie's got it.
Oh, thanks, Melanie. Are you muted?
Oh. Melanie's muted.
There
Can
we
she
go.
hear us? There we go.
Yeah, I can hear you. So where do you want to go, Simon?
On the G drive, on the C4C G drive.
This is it. Oh, this one, Cardano for Climate. So it's the one folder, or do you want the whole one? Maybe it looks different.
We see your Telegram.
Oh, that's weird because I switched and it didn't switch. Normally it does. Okay.
You
Well,
might have to share your full desktop.
no, I just have to do another one, but it just did the one screen.
There you go.
Sorry, you could have. I don't think there was anything open there that I had to worry about.
Right. So, I mean, even now, the directory is a little bit of a mess. I mean, it's not bad, but it could be better, I think. And Newman actually proposed, or showed me, he didn't propose it, but he showed me the, what was it called, Newman? For the directories.
We're talking about maybe the Obsidian that's with the different links, or which directory?
No, the directory system, how to set up
Para.
directories.
Okay, yeah.
Para,
So
right.
yeah, so there's a methodology for setting up your folder structure
Nice.
called Para. It's an acronym, stands for P projects, A areas, so like areas of expertise or areas of interest, resources, which is like reference material or links and things that you need to look up, and
Archives.
archive, right? Like things that
Oh.
are happened in the past. So this might be a way to, the reason to do it is so that we all kind of are understand that the mindset of being that the directory structure is made for. So in a group, having some common theme so that we kind of can figure out. It's like speaking a language.
Mhm. I like that idea, especially the projects, because projects have a fixed start and an end date. And once they're done, you archive them so they don't live forever, so that you don't have an endlessly growing folder of stuff. But one of the challenges I find is it's really easy to bleed between projects and areas of responsibility, because the areas go on forever. And we need to know what's a project and what's an area. Like these weekly meetings aren't projects, they are areas of responsibility. They go on forever. But a project might be an event, is a project, and those would go in the project folder. And then when they're done, we archive them, etc. But I agree that it would be nice to have some kind of common agreed upon structure so everyone just knows where to go, because it's starting to get pretty big there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and
Melanie, if you could go back.
Yep. And
Mhm.
resources, absolutely fantastic, you know, so that we know where the stuff is. People just put it there. Do you want to go back? This
No,
is the
that's
full.
perfect. Just go on to projects. I created a folder. I didn't put anything in there yet, but just to get an idea of what I imagined it could look like. And Nori already said weekly meetings might not be a project, but more an ongoing thing. And yeah, so we have, I think, tokenomics will have maybe an end date, could be a project. A sustainability event, I think also makes sense to have a project. And
Tokenomics might be ongoing though, right? Like that's possibly, at this point, it doesn't have an end date, but.
So what has an end date? That's Nori, that's a great sort of thing. And it is the pitfall, like a working group, because I think of them as working groups, and a working group has like its own Telegram channel. Tokenomics, the GTPBL, no, C4C GTPBL, which Melanie says so wonderfully. And the education group and the events subgroup or working group. Nori, do you have an insight into that? Like the, because I don't think we call them working groups or subgroups, but they've organically emerged to have their own Telegram. It seems like that's.
I think just seeing the evolution of it, we used to have a Telegram per event, and then we kind of made it the events channel instead of creating a new one. Those are all clearly areas of responsibility, things that don't have an end date.
So education, the
Project.
tokenomics, events, core team,
and general.
Yeah, so that's meetings, like events and meetings. If that could stay this sort of the same, archive the old stuff would be awesome. But that one's fairly active. This folder, the events and meetings folder. Weekly meetings, presentations, recordings. I don't know if we're going to keep them on G Drive, but they seem to take up some space. Yeah.
Yes. So one more thing. I mean, I don't want to keep it too long. We're already 20 minutes in. So maybe we can go into the, go back please. You were right in the right folder, right?
Where would you events and meetings? Yep.
And then to the C4C conferences and data events. And now to event templates and manual.
To templates and manual. Is this what you guys did?
Yeah, that's part of it. So we created this folder. It just says what it is, sustainability event template, and then in the brackets you have the name that it's going to have once you copy it over. And if you go in there, you can also see all the files that we need for every event. And yeah, so at the beginning of every event, we can just copy paste it, and everything's there. And maybe we have to fill out the organizer template. And the form will have to change to font 10. And yeah, things like that. But it's all at one place, and you can easily start it.
That's fantastic.
This is a thing of beauty. Like this will make the next event so much more smooth, so much more cohesive. You can also see there the events history. I think that's also something to have specific, so that we can see, the name of the event, the presenters that presented. We can even start adding the roles and tasks. So that's basically what that came out of. We were going through the different roles and tasks that go on in an event. And so this is sort of a working document where I've been putting in all that stuff.
This is great, because then you've got the link now to the folders.
That's the folder. Yeah. And I'm also going to try to put in the link to the video and the breakout rooms, as well as the names and contact information of the presenters. I think that's all. Yeah. It's a great work for me as somebody coming on to sort of understand, who we're all connected with, and what's gone on in the past. Yeah.
Can I make this a capital?
Of course.
It's OCD. That's absolutely fantastic, you guys. Absolutely fantastic. Was there more? Sorry, Simon, I shut it off.
No, maybe just one last thing.
Perfect.
I think I said that already, but the C4C conference sustainability events, we would have to move into the project folder. So it would not be in the events and meetings folder anymore. I think that makes it maybe not as easy to access, but I think once we get used to it, it's going to be on it.
So the agendas for each meeting, weekly meeting, that's an ongoing thing. That's the one thing that maybe feels like it's either going to be in meetings and agendas, or it's going to be with the event. Probably better to keep it with the event, right? Yes.
If you do the para method, I think you need to split events and meetings, because meetings are kind of areas of responsibility, and events are clearly projects because they have a start and an end date.
Yeah, but this is meeting specific to an event, right? Like event number 6.
Yes.
Meeting.
So you put that into a project folder. So everything related to the event, all the meeting notes, all the agendas, all the slides, everything goes in there. So it's in one spot.
Exactly.
Okay.
Perfect.
So right now it's in the weekly meetings and agendas, because an event planning is a weekly meeting.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. I don't think we have to like strictly go by the para. By this, but by the method. But I think we have to agree on something. Like, do we want to use it? Do we not want to use it completely?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, as long as we know where everything is, that's great, because once this disappears from here, then we need to know where to find it. And it would be obvious that it would be in the projects than for events.
Yeah,
it is.
I think it's going to be easier for new people to settle in and stuff.
So the thing that though, we're calling events as a project, but actually events are ongoing. They just happen to be different events. So there's kind of this, it could also be an area of responsibility.
Yeah, before Nori made the
deadline. Yeah, but see, that's individual projects, but the whole event.
Yeah, I always saw in my folder structures, I always saw projects not as necessarily something that has an end and beginning, but more as something that I'm working on, like a group of things. Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't, it's here or there, one place or the other one. Try whatever works for you guys. You guys are organizing it, so
Yeah.
do it.
Right. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe I can talk with Snorri later on. And
Yep.
not
Yep.
have to waste everyone's time here.
Not a
But I
waste of
think,
time.
yeah, but I think we got good feedback that says, hey, yeah, let's use a system and then go ahead with creating that and using it. Yep, that sounds good.
There may be extra documents that I created at some point or another. If you just archive them and some of them may be important, like the form, event form that kind of got lost in cyberspace. But yeah, I'll trust you guys to clean that up too.
We're trustworthy. We're trustworthy.
Yeah, and I think Melanie has a point. One of the things that would go in areas of responsibility would be like events as a thing, not a specific event, but all the templates on here's how you do an event, here's the checklist, here's the slide deck kind of template, and those all go into that area of responsibility, and you copy that to create a new project when you launch a new event. And then you can close off and archive that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, just thoughts. I'm happy to give ideas and things because, yeah, I do use Para myself. I renamed it to Priya because I don't like the terminology of Para, but I essentially do the same thing.
Nice, nice. Okay, yep, rolling into the bottom of the hour. And yeah, we've talked about the changes in the Google Drive and everybody feels warmed up. I think we're ready to go on to the next agenda item.
Sustainability events. So we gotta decide on a date and a name and what we're gonna do there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we went through the templates, and you guys have to see that when we went through the G Drive, and now we're just trying to pick out or just start the ball rolling for picking out a new theme. And does anybody have like a burning thing? Like, well, we've done in the past, we have done, we had an intro one with Scott Boynton. We did one on trees, roughly, one on regenerative agriculture, one on plastics and the ocean, it seemed. And then this last one, which is onboarding and education. What other topics? Yoram suggested projects, meet the proposers type of thing, because it was going to happen right before voting, which would be good.
Yeah, I like that. Doing like a impact fest or something. Because there will be idea fests around the same time, and if we could focus it on impact, that might be a really cool angle to help voters meet the projects that are doing stuff that, like, one of the goals is Cardano should be the blockchain where all impact people and projects go, because we're one of the greenest, we support impact projects and all this, and we should really showcase that and drive people to Cardano through that event. And that'll also contribute to our funded proposal for onboarding through events, and directly tie into that kind of stuff that we've been funded to do.
Showcase of projects.
I love that idea, simply because I know that like creating that database and directory, like so that you can see where these projects are. That's one of the things, like I want to know, and that helps me vote, it helps me review, it just helps me, as in general, to know, like, and to really show that, yeah, Cardano is the impact blockchain. I want to work on blockchain, I want to work in impact, Cardano is my home.
So I think there is actually, sorry, Madeline, please.
Yep. Oh, you go ahead.
I think there's actually two events that we can have actually that can come in parallel every 3 months. One of them is actually to newcomers, right? So the event that we did last time,
Yep.
So how you invite newcomers, and every time we'll get better on that. And the second is the event of presenting the proposals and and at the same time gathering. It's a very good point, Neumann. Gathering all, it's an opportunity to ask everyone to come to the database, which is also important, right? And maybe even we have a winners. I don't know. We do have a vote in the end, and people vote to the most favorite one, not the best one, but the one that people like the most, or whatever, and they get some kind of even a prize or something. But I mean, that will incentivize people to apply, to be part of that, and to engage. And then the event in the middle can be about any other exciting subjects. So a year we will have 8 events, which are kind of initial of a fund, before voting, and between them we can have, or after, whatever, when we can have a thematic event. Sea, air, whatever issues, energy. And I think that will be very cool, actually.
That's what I was going to say. You know, we know the
Okay.
funds are coming, you know, and then if we can line it up, you know, with a showcase of proposals, our weekly meetups, we can work on people practicing presenting their projects. Wow, people practicing presenting their projects
Yeah.
at the weekly meetups with the Loom, with whatever. And by the time, you know, voting comes around, there'll be a massive amount of exposure. People will be prepared. Yeah, incredible. It feels like we're flowing into what we were meant to be as Cardano for climate, right? Facilitators of projects. Yeah. Very good. So showcase of projects, that's what it is.
Yeah. So
and
what
this,
will be the? Sorry.
And it also ties in with our meetup, you know, and practicing the Loom presentations.
So now, what will be the ultimate date for that, right? So what's the date that really kind of will be the key date for that? And that's probably just before the first week of voting.
Yeah. When is the first week of voting?
That's a good question, Nori.
It'll be on one of the slides from last week's weekly meetup.
Let me see if I can find.
Oh,
1 second.
everybody's looking. This is a race.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not looking. I'm waiting.
Nope.
I don't want to. I don't want to race.
I want to
you guys.
race.
You guys
I want to
are way
race.
too fast.
This is the kind of race. I don't know. I won't play dirty but I'm gonna try to distract you.
11th of August.
Andre.
So that's the beginning of voting.
Yes.
So that's the earliest that voting could happen. We know that it can happen later, but it won't.
It's the 11th till the 25th of August.
11 is Thursday, right?
Oh, let me check.
11th is Thursday. Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it on Thursday, 11.
Thursday, August 11th. We got a tentative date.
So, and then there's always the issue of the time. Has there been any feedback on the forums, Simon? Any?
No,
So
unfortunately not.
So without feedback, you know, we just go ahead and we make these executive decisions. So
Same time.
just has to happen.
I mean,
Yes,
you know
think
what?
next time
No.
we have to send out the forms right after the event. That's also a reason why I made this template. So we,
Yeah.
Perfect.
there.
During the event, just getting it done. Maybe even if you're doing the participation gimbals, or then the form is part of that. You have to fill out the form in order to get these gimbals, including your address.
I like that. The form with the address to get your 100 gimbals would be a really good motivation.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone register will get gimbals. I mean, we can build a lot of things around that, right? That will be really a cool one.
Awesome. And the feedback form, if we work on it right off the bat, make sure that we get all the information we want, not too much, not too little, so that we don't forget something.
But we can also give feedback to everyone that register, right? So you get something anyway. everyone that register, and then some people will win, so they will get more gimbals.
So with this Loom idea, though, I think we have this opportunity to be able to do 2 time zones this time around.
Yeah.
If we had somebody on board for the flip hours that we would be sleeping. Because it could be all set up. You know,
Tell
that's
us,
just-
yeah, tell us more, Melanie. How do you mean? Can you describe what
well,
what you mean?
if we're doing an event around proposals and people have a Loom slide or 2 or 3 with their video, they don't have to be there in person. And that's sort of a slide deck that we have. And then we have, you know, some of us are going to be in one time zone, the other half is going to be in another time zone. And we just go through those slides, and whoever can show up on those different time zones shows up. I think this would be the time we need to start thinking about
But
doubling up our event.
I'm not sure if I think that is so good, because I mean, isn't also a good thing of the event that you get to meet the people and get to personally interact and
Right, but
see
like
them.
Dylan shows up from Australia at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Dimitri, same thing. It's not fair, you know, in a way that they have to accommodate our time zone. So if we could have the slides, they are in person. Like, it really convinced me once I saw Nori in the event on the fasting. It's like, oh my God, we can do this at any time. But if we had those slides, some people will show up for the usual time, and other people will show up for the Eastern time.
So,
But if I just may for a second, Joram, but I mean, I think that is fine if it's like 1 or well, maybe 2 people. But if I watch 3 people in a row on a video, I'm not sure if that's the same experience.
Well, you know you'll be able to keep it to the time, pretty much, right?
One thing that we can consider, 9 p.m. UTC might be the soft time that match kind of almost everyone. Okay, I mean, I try to play with the game of, I mean, it's going to be very late in Europe, which is 11 p.m., very early in Asia, like 5, 6 p.m., but very good for Australia, Indonesia, Australia and New Zealand and all the US. And US, I mean, and North and West, and even in Latin America, South America. So the only one suffering here in this case is, I mean, we be the European, which have to stay till 11 p.m.
If you're an early bird, Australians getting up at 5 o'clock would also be a bit of a challenge too. So we do ask.
Australia will be 7-8. Australia will be 7-8.
Okay.
It will be Indonesia, Japan will be 5 a.m. Right, which is early. I don't know. That might be an option to consider, kind of to do it in that time.
Miro, Andre, that affects you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that your
and
time?
myself as well.
How will that work?
How about partnering with the Eastern Town Hall and having 2 events the same day?
So Eastern Town Hall will be 1, and then okay, normal event in the normal hour, and normal in the regular hour, and then 1 in the Eastern Town Hall. That might be a good one.
And Eastern Town Hall is on a Thursday, or is it
Saturday morning?
Saturday.
But
Yeah.
they could hold an event on Thursday if we work with them to organize them.
And this is part of the actually what we want to present now is actually part of the proposal that we want is to actually have a sub C4C proposal with the Eastern Town Hall and with the Cardano, with the African Town Hall, right?
Mhm.
So that comes together with that, and so we can combine them together.
So Simon, I know you don't like these Loom things, but
No,
if-
I'm not against the Loom things.
no,
I
no.
just
So I'm seeing it as part of the whole plan. You know, somebody puts in their proposal, they add one of these Loom slides, a little video with an elevator pitch. They do it at a meetup and they do it at an event. If we've got 20 proposals, we want them short and sweet. We don't want to have those people live. I'm sorry. Because all we need is somebody to, everybody's passionate
but-
about their projects, right? You know, then we're there for 4 hours. So
Yeah,
the
but that,
Loom, in this
Yeah.
case, it's only this event because it has to do with showcasing proposals. You know, that they do the slides, whoever can show up can be in the breakout rooms. We can divvy them up, you know, or we have it all in one big one for an hour afterwards.
I do like the idea of having every project create a 2-minute Loom video. That way we don't have to use it at the event, but we can put them on a website. We can make a YouTube channel. We can do all sorts of
this I
stuff.
love.
Even the event, not everyone's going to show up, but if a voter's like, I wonder what C4C is doing here, and they have someplace they can go and watch videos that they're curious about, that would be a tremendous resource for voters. And even the proposers themselves could link it into their proposal.
I love it.
It's a cool tool. It reminds me of the summit, the World Summit, where you popped into that virtual space and there was ongoing videos, right? 24 hours of the different proposals. But
I love it. I think it's the easiest way also for voters to come and see the people and the impact people and vote for them. I definitely think that's an incredible thing that we need to do.
are you
Anyway.
ready to do? Are you ready to do a demo on it, Nori, for meetup?
Yeah, I can do that tomorrow.
Perfect. That'd be great. How are we doing for agenda?
Yeah, we are in 2 hours. We are done. Laughing.
Did you stuck your tongue out, didn't you? Yeah, it's on recording.
We've got 15 minutes.
How is the agenda looking? And you did a dework agenda, didn't you, this time, Nori? Did I miss that at the very beginning?
We were playing around with it. Newman and I started experimenting, and do we have time? We can do a quick kind of overview of that.
I would love it.
yeah.
Can we make time? Because this is
We'll
important.
just
Yeah,
do it. I think it's
Yeah,
It
but
relates
just before that, for 2 minutes, I think it's one sentence from you, Simon, maybe 1 or 2 minutes about the challenge. I mean, we need to start thinking about that. We have 2 weeks, right? So we need to coordinate the challenges, how you want to do it, and we need to coordinate the proposals. I mean, yeah.
yes.
And then we go in the last 10 minutes and do work.
Okay, 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I haven't put in the challenge yet, so I gotta put it in, I guess, right after this meeting. How about we talk about it tomorrow in
In the breakout room.
in a breakout room, and we can figure things out there.
So I was looking for the I was looking for the agenda for tomorrow's 6:15, June 15th general meeting, community meeting. I don't see one in the drive.
No, we don't have an agenda for tomorrow. We just start the slide,
Okay.
the slide deck, and that becomes our.
But I think it's a good idea for tomorrow actually meet up again to have just breakout room, one about the challenge and one about the proposals. Whoever wants to start working and see who wants to, and another one for newcomers that are interested, that need help with our proposals. If that makes sense. Like to focus on the funding round that is coming. Which is going to be a very interesting one, by the way.
Sorry, did you say a Loom breakout room too or not?
Now,
With
yes,
that?
a Loom breakout room. no, I said the
Loom
breakout
room?
room. We can. I mean, but I mean, the idea was to do one room to help proposals that need help, right? Everyone that needs help, kind of we go to a room and we start helping them. I think that's important because last time we got to the last minute and some of them were still completely out. Second is having a breakout room about the challenge, because it's worthwhile to speak about the challenge plus maybe related challenges if we want to also launch. And the third one is to speak about the proposals, C4C proposals, which we started, we started a Miro board about that, and we need to start writing them, right? Also, I started actually a draft of them just to show other people the draft, and if they want to come and do other proposals.
Felix also has a proposal draft.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, yeah, I think it's quite straightforward for most people that kind of already used to write proposals, right? I mean, and if a newcomer wants to write proposal, I mean, we will help him. I will help him. So, so that's
Newman,
the case for tomorrow. Yeah.
Newman,
Yeah.
I just copied the slide deck, the template. I'm just working on sharing it. We can edit, copy, link. Yeah, because then the agenda just goes into that right off the bat.
Okay.
There it is.
So if that makes sense for tomorrow?
So just this.
Okay.
So then just the agenda right here.
I mean, we go straight into work, basically. It's a working session tomorrow of the community.
Breakout rooms you mentioned already. We can do that one. Proposal prep.
But I'm saying let's go directly to breakout rooms.
Oh.
Like 1.5 hours of breakout room to basically progress in these 3 areas: support proposals, work on the challenge, and work on proposals, C4C proposals. Let's use it as a community working meetup. No,
Okay.
Melanie is not happy.
Yeah. No, and the challenge, when we refer to the challenge, we're just, go ahead,
Yeah.
Melanie.
Sorry, just for the agenda, I'm really thinking we need to get them getting this Loom thing going right off the bat. So that becomes part of, you can't just go into a breakout room and hope that people show up and learn about Loom. I feel like it needs to be a presentation. And then also we should present about this event coming up. This is our plan. This is the
perfect.
timeline. You know, we need to, so timeline.
Let's start with the event and timeline to the event.
Timeline for fund, what is it, 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's actually a C4C timeline for fund 9.
No, general timeline and then C4C timeline. Yeah. Actually, it will be interesting to see how we meet. Okay.
Oops.
And then Loom, and then the Loom opportunity.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody else maybe wants to do this, but Loom and event.
Loom and Groom.
We'll shut that off.
There we go. There we go. Somebody's in there.
Event what?
Loom and Groom. Event just has to do with, you know, what we're doing and maybe getting some other people on board, right?
And this is for the next sustainability event happening
so
right
event,
before. And it's basically going to be that this, and I think if we can decide, I mean, I think we have a consensus to do a voting, a proposal showcase, an impact fest, if you will, about presenting these, just getting the
So,
proposals,
and
and it
that
actually does them. Mhm.
that leads really nicely into these breakout rooms,
Yeah.
right? Working on the proposals. This is why we're doing it.
Yeah, that's gonna flow very nicely.
Mhm.
Can we also put a short thing around bounties?
Yes.
We really need progress on how we're going to spend our treasury. We have 70,000 ADA sitting there, and we have no idea how to distribute that out for all this work that's being done.
Where would you like that?
Anywhere, and I would be happy to host a breakout room around that for people to work on actual, what are bounties, what are we going to pay for?
Okay, let's put it in, at the end for now, and then these become those are two.
We have two, right? We have bounties and we have little fish. Both of them.
I think the way that the little fish will work, and I'm sure Nori would sort of include this part, is the mindset. If you have the little fish mindset with the practicality of D work, and just basically the mindset is the ikigai. It's like, okay, like think about things that I can do and I'm good at and that I love and that that it can be paid for, and then using the D work website as a thing, as the mechanism or the practicality thing. That's the way I envision it.
Yeah, but once Little Fish is online and working, we'll bring that in. But right now it's just an idea. There is no Little Fish functionality.
So who wants to take these different timeline for Fund 9, the general one? Who wants to present on that one? Sorry, Simon, you have a question.
Oh, no, I'm just mindful of the time. I wanted to hear Nori speak on the thing, on D-work.
On D-work. So let's just get this done because it has to be done.
Yeah.
Timeline for Fund 9.
Sure, I'll do it.
Simon. Okay, and C4C timeline for Fund 9.
Can we combine those?
I can do both.
I'd kind of like to do this one just because it's really related to and then Loom and Groom is Nori. Looks like you have a break today, tomorrow. Showcase of proposals. I can pop in on that one as well. And who else? Who's doing the event this time?
Yeah, who's leading the event? A good question. We can ask also tomorrow if someone is interested to take part. But yeah, Simon, sorry.
I heard Newman is leading the event.
I
Melanie,
thought so too. So Melanie and Newman sustaining. So we'll just kind of bounce off each other on this one, why we're doing this.
Yes,
and
that'd be great.
Bounties and bounties is back to Nori, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we're good for sustainability event. You guys have the link, just drop in any slides. Oh, and a Loom, Nori, if you could do a Loom one.
Yeah.
Even as the intro to this would be fabulous. Okay, so I'll leave that with you guys. I'll finish it up tomorrow morning and I'll jump in and help host. I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes for that, but.
Good.
All right. Just really quick in our last 5 minutes, Newman and I met on Friday last week, just to go over kind of some ideas for our bounties. We started this thing, Miro board, and there's some links here to D-work and our D-work server and notes on the minutes. I created this area here for C4C bounty brainstorming. We have 4 funded proposals. So in this space, we would welcome all and any ideas on how we can spend the money we have and what's useful for us as a community. So there's the community collaboration standards bounty. And at the top, the little white squares are links to the idea scale proposals if you want to know what they're about. There's impact onboarding, There's onboarding through events, and then there's C4C Community Hub operations. So those are just areas for us to brainstorm, and we'll really lean into those tomorrow with the community breakout room. And then this is just a quick kind of visualization. If the goal is to onboard new people, incentivize work, and reward action, there's 3 mechanisms here. One is D-Work, one is the project-based learning, and the other is Little Fish. And we talked about Little Fish is still kind of an idea, but it's coming. So added it here as a way that C4C can be a Little Fish colony. The focus of all this is around Ikigai, which is really about finding what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. And that kind of intersection of all 4 of those is your Ikigai. And this is really a mechanism to allow people to do actions. It mints NFTs. The C4C colony will buy that to reward people. So that kind of all goes back to intrinsic motivation, being rewarded for your action. The PBL stuff is not, we're working on that as well in parallel. And that's really a way to codify best practices and maybe help improve other communities through that. Is for onboarding new people so they can get clarity and know how to participate, what the community is about. And then certification is kind of around continual growth. But as you'll see here, one idea is as we do D-Work, it's a combination of Discord and GitHub to track activity. The GitHub side is really for transparency. Discord provides notification of bounties, tasks. You can have discussion threads. And really, you can assign roles to who can actually pick up a bounty. And that's one of the ideas here is if we do have a PBL certification kind of course, you can say, I took a course on how to do event planning. Once you do that, we go, oh, great. Now you're able to take the event planning bounties because you have an event planner role that we can assign to those bounties. And then that provides incentive and a way to use our treasury. But that was kind of a really, really speedy kind of overview of the thing. But we have the D-Work server set up and 4 projects set up now with each of the 4 funded proposals. So we can start adding bounties there now and experimenting. And I would suggest starting small. And let's pick a few things that are coming up and see how we can start putting those out there and work with the treasury team on how we account for it. But Miro,
yeah. Yeah, it's so patient.
Yes, guys, just be aware of bounties because in every transaction you must put 1.3536 ADA that these gimbal tokens will actually.
Yes. Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah. It's got to be off chain. The bounties need to be some sort of off chain until we do sort of lump sum.
Yeah,
lump
like
sum transactions.
A monthly distribution or something.
Yeah, but for every transactions, yeah, I don't know how you will do that, but if you're talking about metadata and if we are talking about people will, do work and be paid, on blockchain transaction is, fee is 1.3635 ADA plus these gimbal tokens.
Yeah, we'd be broke before you know it.
Yeah. And
second aspect is that for example, we have that in Swan. On Sunday, we paid 33 people, So if you start with bounties with 4 projects, it can be, I don't know, 20 transactions. But good thing is that Andre and I, we can handle that, We can do the payments in one day for 30, 40, 50, 100 people even. So this is not problem. Issue will be this 1 ADA 35, 36 per transaction and amounts of transactions.
Yeah, we'll need to talk about that, but I'm figuring it'll be like a monthly thing where we add up all your contributions and do it in one thing or something like that.
Yeah. So Nori, you'll present tomorrow at the meetup on this as well, right?
Yeah, and then the breakout room will really be around either answering questions or working on these bounty ideas.
And will you show Discord where this is? Share the link to Discord, all that?
Yeah, I'll do a quick overview of how it works and all that in Discord and as well as D-Work itself.
Good. So, the option tomorrow is that if people want to get straight to proposals and working on them, we could have the breakout room set up right off the bat. But I feel like there's too much information here for the whole community to work on. And then maybe next week, we dig deeper into proposals. Are we still pre-finalization next week?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
how
We'll
long,
have
how
2 or
long
3
do,
weeks to finalize.
we've, what's the window for submitting the placeholder?
It's 2 more weeks.
More weeks.
Not for the
Placeholder,
placeholder, to
No.
finalize. No. It's next Thursday.
placeholder is done by
I mean,
Thursday.
I heard this
No,
time
there's no
you can
placeholders anymore. Yeah.
you can submit it through the whole 3 weeks. So
Mm. Okay, that's good. So, but you know, people actually, on that point, people should have somewhat of an idea out, because the idea for this 3 weeks is to get collaboration and feedback.
yeah, I mean, let's try to put in placeholders anyway by tomorrow. I don't think
Look,
it's-
the challenge is to write good proposals takes time. And at least for people doing it the first time. And
The other
yeah,
good, the
yeah.
other thing would be to track who's putting in proposals right off the bat. Not, you know, 3 weeks in and then it's like, oh, here's the list. But if somebody's interested in doing a proposal, let's get those links right off the bat, even starting tomorrow.
Yeah, so, and there is already impact proposal, like I see CNGO, I saw it today somewhere, and I mean, there is impact proposal already that kind of coming up, quite cool ones. Yeah, we need someone to centralize all of that. That's part of the bounties I suggested already to have, that someone would actually put it all together.
So we have
kind of, yep. Just one
Please.
little point. I know that we're running out of time, but I love that idea of the of someone watching and sort of scanning and bringing that back to us as like, here are some impact proposals. It could be done by the challenge. If we just had one person say, monitor this challenge, find impact proposals, and then we can reach out to them. It's like somebody on a news desk. It's like, oh yeah, I'm on this news desk, or we've got people on the challenge teams. Maybe the
So
challenge
that's a
team.
bounty. That's a bounty.
Yeah.
In my view, and should have filled ASAP.
So
and it's connected
there's,
to the conference, to the event. Yeah, sorry. No.
there's a form that I created several funds ago to collect proposals, information about proposals. If we can revamp that, it all connects to an Excel sheet, and we've got a running, whoever submits it, we've got a running record of that now by using those forms. So I'll try and work on that
That's
later
great.
today.
That's great. But parallel to the form for people, we need to be active ourselves and get them on board.
Exactly. But also, you know, even we can add another slot in there. Have you seen other proposals, impact proposals that aren't yet?
Yeah, I think we need to have someone centralizing it as well. It cannot be only decentralized. You need to have someone actually responsible on that. Otherwise, we are missing a lot of proposals.
That's the one, Cole. Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah.
Like you said, Jerem, I think that would make a great bounty for somebody
Yeah.
to step up and say, I'm happy to do that.
when we-
Oh, and I wish I had bounties, because I used to do that. That's how Cardano for Climate started, was me eyeballing everybody, you know, and it's like, oh, you guys should be all connected. So, you know, it's a connector bounty, right?
Yeah. You have the funds waiting for you, Melanie. So
Yes.
whenever we are ready, they will get also to you.
Yeah.
So and Miro will be happy.
Miro, it's like, please, let me get this, let me finish this, let me finish this. Yeah. Let me check that. It's just, you'd love to be able to check that off your list, right? So,
We do it in the right time, but it's
Yeah.
there.
yes.
All
So,
right.
anything else? Did we get everything on the agenda?
I think so. I need to bounce.
Okay, Nori, good to see you.
Yeah,
Newman, were you
I'm
taking
off as well.
notes? Were you taking notes?
So I took some notes, but it's very, very difficult. I think, like you've mentioned, it's very difficult. So what I'm planning on doing is going back through the video.
And let's work on some sort of a bounty system for that.